The Theosophical Society's international headquarters is here in Adyar, in Chennai, India. Formerly, Chennai, India was known as Madras just a very few years ago. We've been here since 1882, when Colonel Olcott and H.P. Blavatsky found this place. Now, what started off as the one building and the land around it, over the years has grown into 257 acres. There are two spaces that are described as the two lungs of the city of Chennai. Theosophical Society is one. It's the second largest green space in the entire city. And so it's something that has flora that don't exist anywhere else in the city. They're all different forms of insect life. It's on the migratory pathway of many, many different birds that won't be seen elsewhere. Because we have waterfront. Part of the topography of this place is that we front the Adyar River right where it empties into the Bay of Bengal. So it's this beautiful sort of association with nature that's here and has been here for many, many years. The Theosophical Society came into being in 1875, and it was pointed toward some very specific sorts of things. That there is, in fact, an inner reality that transcends the limitations of science, that also exceeds the sort of dogmatism of religion, that could be explored, that could be verified for each and every person. It was able to talk about the powers latent within the human being that has become the basis for parapsychological research and is now being demonstrated in biology with neuroplasticity and these other areas that were then sort of fringe fields of interest, but have become so completely mainstream now. These ideas were introduced largely through the medium of the Theosophical Society. When the Theosophical Society arrived here, the form of government was British colonialism. So the religions of India, and particularly Hinduism, with its multi-thousand-year-old history, was something that was under attack. Theosophists, on arriving here, were able to perceive the beauty and the truth in these ancient scriptures, and they actually fought for and worked with the people who were here to recognize the features of their own religion that spoke to these profound truths that Theosophy was interested in. One of the other things that was just of supreme importance to Olcott was education. He started a school, but one of the other things that he felt was important was to track and to preserve the spiritual history of the Indian continent. And toward that end, he amassed a collection of 45,000 different palm leaf manuscripts that were falling into disrepair, that have found their way into the library that he established here at Adyar. Many of the people who found their way to the Theosophical Society went on to become very, very active in a whole range of areas within India. From its original sort of freedom movement, particularly during the time of Annie Besant. She was such an active person. There are people today in India who know of the Theosophical Society, but who think of it as the Besant Society. Her print and her vision was so large. You had people like Rukmini Devi Arundel, founded the Kalakshetra dance school, which goes on today and is a worldwide sort of movement. Here on our campus, we have a number of different things that are available for the public and for members. Of course, Vasanta Press. Vasanta is actually just an Indian way of saying the name Besant. She started the press, and it was the most modern press in all of India when she started it. So we publish books and print them here as well. We have the Quest Bookshop. So the Adyar Center is a place that attracts spiritual aspirants from around the world.
Vanaspataya Shanti, Gau Shanti, Brahmana Shanti.
All year round, there are people who are coming here for a variety of things. During the fall months, which are the cooler months here in this part of the world, we have the School of the Wisdom. people come from countries in Europe, Asia, all over the world, to sit with people who are profound students of Theosophy and spend a couple of weeks per session. We have meditation opportunities for people, beautiful places all around. Also here on our grounds, we have temples for the world's religions. All of these are beautiful places that are open for people to come and sit, to meditate, or to practice their particular religion in an authentic and designated spot to honor it.
And of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Amen.
One of the largest banyan trees, and one of the oldest banyan trees in all of India is right here on our campus. And you find people from all around the surrounding community coming just to stand beneath it, to sit beneath it, because of its overarching sort of presence. One of the features about this particular place, anyone who comes here seems to have the sense that there is some special sort of energy that's here. Different people feel it in different ways, but I think to everyone there's a recognition that this is a sacred place. It's something we try to maintain in that way. Partly because of the history, it's something that has had very great people who have had very profound experiences in this place. So that's an influence that is very often felt in different ways here. It's a beautiful place for someone to come and to connect. Someone who has the idea that there is something much more profound within them. This is the sort of place that all during the year, whether it's just to come for a walk, or whether it's to come for an extended period of stay, to come to volunteer and to experience the ambiance and the energy of the place, there are a variety of ways to connect with this.
Is the feeling when you come in through the gates, whether it's the front gates or the side gates, it's somehow a feeling of great protection. There is a spiritual energy, for want of a better term, here.
The magic of the place is the people that you meet here, the people you connect with, the discussion you have, and even the quietness gives you the sense of an inner journey, rather than being bombarded daily with all the outside world, the news, the media. Here's time to reflect and to be on your own if you want to, or to be with people if you want to.
What brings me here, first of all, is the International Convention, which I think is the main event in the whole of our Theosophical Society internationally. I think the most valuable thing is the energy of the place. It is often said, and it might sound cliché, that this is the home of the Theosophical Society, and I really think that if you want to experience what that means, you really should come here. Absolutely.
Quite honestly, it's a beautiful thing to have inward states of peace and clarity, but unless it's something that finds its way out into the world, then it's really not enough. So always service has been a prime focus of the Theosophical work and of the Theosophical Society.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Right here on our campus, we have the Alcott Memorial School. It was started by Colonel Alcott back in his time. He saw a young boy on the beach, and the boy should have been in school. He asked him, "Why aren't you in school?" Turned out he was too poor to be able to go to school. His solution? We start a school. And so it's been going ever since. So right now we have about 500 students. All of the students that we have in the school are from very low income groups, largely from the fishing families here in the area. So that's something that gives a very good quality education, and it's completely free. We also have a social welfare center, which operates mainly for little kids. So oftentimes you have parents who are hard-pressed to work and also to tend to the kids. So many kids are there during the course of the day.
So they make up the pattern?
They made the moves and do it themselves. Excellent. Create the designs.
We have a vocational training center, largely for tailoring, so that women will be able to have income that can also help the families. So that's something we give training in. And then just recently, we partnered with an organization called Unati, which also gives training for the workplace. The courses take place in 50-day increments. It's residential. By the time each of these participants comes out the other end of the program, every one of them finds himself employed by the various cooperating corporations. So it's something that's having a major impact on the lives of these people. So it's an invitation. The Theosophical Society's campus is historic. The headquarters building itself is 200 years old, and there are other buildings of 100-year vintage and more. So going forward, one of the things that we really do want is for this to be a center that is reflective of its international character. And so it's very important that people from around the world be represented here. So over the course of the last couple of years now, we have been working with the various elements, which are many, in terms of developing a plan for renovating, for bringing back these beautiful structures, and also developing new uses of some of these old structures. So the connection that we share with this headquarters, with this place of history, with this place that has its present moment, and with this place that really speaks to the future, is something that now, perhaps more than ever, we need to enhance. We need to remember, and we need to support. This is a place that has been called a flaming center. It has been called the Master's home. This movement will necessarily continue, and it's up to us in this particular time to do what we can to strengthen it. So we invite you to come, invite you to help in whatever way that you can.